want to take a quick moment to say that I'm gay.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not Buttfucker3000, you yo-ho. Logging into my court with that as your screen name.
Why
We'll
would that?
discuss that in a little bit. What kind of idiot logs into court like that? What's your name again?
Nathaniel Saxton, sir, but I don't believe that I typed anything like that in.
Well, that's what it says.
Why?
We'll
I
discuss
apologize.
that in a bit.
That should not
Yeah,
be.
you should. I'll put you in the waiting room. You can sit in limbo for a while and think about what you call yourself online. Mr. Grossnickel, could you take your hat off, please? All right, he missed an earlier date, but he's here now. All right, good morning, everyone. We've got everybody with a name. You're all here. Mr. Saxon back in.
Your Honor.
Yes.
If I may explain, my sister was the one that set up my Zoom account or whatever. But is my iPhone pairing name for my Bluetooth speaker, sir. It's an inside joke. It's not what you think. I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry.
Well, you should be. All right, we'll come back to you in a bit. Let's take care of some of yours, Mr.
All right, this is how it went down. This is, okay, there have been new developments since I last spoke to you. When I picked up my phone and started to stream. So frustrating. This was not a problem with the software. It is a little weird that when I go to that, it's a piece of software. It's so simple. And it takes, what I do on this platform, which is called OBS or some shit. I don't know. And it takes that signal and spits it out to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. The problem is it is web-based. And I, for some reason, when I went to, usually you just go right to the site and it, it already has me logged in, but for some reason it logs me out. And I'm like, oh, no problem. I'll just log in again. That's what you do. So what I did, though, was, you got to put your username, which is my email. And I put the wrong email in. I have several email accounts. I put the wrong one in. So then it led me to a whole 25 minutes of confusion trying to figure this shit out. Because apparently I've done it before. So it was just, long story short, rebelling against me. And so basically, had I just logged in with the password that I thought, because when I tried logging in with the other email, it was a wrong password. So then it locks me out, You locked out, motherfucker. You're trying to scam Eric Zane. Had I just logged in with the correct email address with the password that I suspected I was supposed to be using, it would have worked fine. So I was sitting there with my thumb up my ass. I go, maybe it's the other email. So I immediately went back to almost like starting over. And I clicked on the first email that I should have clicked on, and it logged me right in. So this is absolutely my fault. Absolutely. So that was pretty fucked up. I got to sit here. But I will say it was some personal growth because I didn't like overreact or freak out or act like an asshole or just stomp around like I'm insane. No. We don't do that anymore. We just lay low. It'll all be okay. It's that whole size of the problem, Eric. What is the size of the problem? Size of the problem, your reaction. That's what Diana taught me. Okay, Eric, size of the problem. And then she makes me hold up my index finger and my thumb. Small. Size of the problem is small. Your reaction, Eric. Big. We don't want that. So I didn't. I just kept it easy. Nice and easy. No big deal. And then here we are. Just everything gets pushed forward into the day a little. Easy. You're doing great. I don't know why I'm giving myself a fucking pep talk, but I am. Welcome to each and every one of you. Hilarity last night on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast as we do this show from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland and a beacon of long COVID. As my pal Mike Gilmurray over there is dealing with it. Jesus. If you ever want to reach out to me, send me an email in the Shoreliner Striping inbox. It was a very special Ben and Eric Patreon podcast yesterday because we finally got to Jimmy's movie. Jimmy in beautiful Portland, Maine. He's the man who made that music. Very talented. He made a movie, I guess, a number of years ago, a horror film called Blood Moon. And I had been promising him that I would review it on the show. So yesterday, I sat down and clicked on it. And I made it through the opening scene. I said, I'm going to watch this so I can kind of get the jokes to lay out what I want to say and things like that. Ben and I are going to review it on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. And I was so happy with what I saw in the opening moments of Blood Moon. It was so fucked up that I stopped it. I said, no, don't watch another fucking thing on this movie because this is going to be a target-rich environment. So I literally didn't watch any more of it. Ben watched the whole thing on his own, but then we sat down here with an audience live and watched it. So I will tell you this. If you are a $5 a month member of Patreon where you don't get the you don't get the video, upgrade for just this episode. This is why you need the $10 a month. I know it sounds like I'm selling you something, but I am, but it truly is something you must fucking see. It's that spectacular. We had a handful of people in here, and they were all like clapping, going, oh, my God, yes. The jokes were abundant. It was a poverty version of Mystery Science Theater 3000. And if anyone right now is with us as we do the show now, as late as it is, was there, they will tell you that it truly was fun. And way different than what we've ever done on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. And good news, Jimmy, he goes, hey, yo, I've got more movies, And I go, all right, man. So I think we're going to review more of Jimmy's films that he's made. Oh, my God. It's Jimmy and his family members. Him and his R-word cousin, Paul, put this together. Jimmy is actually he does makeup for films and plays and shit like that. I mean, that's what he does. So, his skills were in full effect for this film. Absolutely fantastic. So we did that on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast last night, and I think a lot of people loved it. So, yes, absolutely check that out. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Ryan says you could make it its own show where you Mystery Science viewer films. I got a bunch you could do too, he writes. Yeah, I didn't know, Ryan, that you made movies. There's no end to the things that we're learning about you. Had to ban somebody on Twitch. It was someone fishing for, I guess they're trying to solicit for something. Aram says, I was trying to eat soup and kept laughing the soup off the spoon. God. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Welcome to this show. You know what else we did yesterday? We recorded, Ben and I recorded Who Are These Zanes? My clip show. Clip show, translation, taking all the old material that I have from different eras of radio and pulling clips out of it. And then we listen to those clips and laugh hysterically at those clips, at the shit that I used to put out there and thought was awesome. We have episode 7. We recorded it yesterday. I have a preview for it now. Right now, I have a preview. Now, remember, episodes 4, 5, and 6 were the day after Columbine Comedy Festival on the Eagle Morning Show on Eagle 97.3 in Saginaw, Michigan, with NPR Brian and myself. So let me tell you that we went back in time to the date is April 23. I'm guessing 1992, 1993. So years before the Eagle Morning Show and the Columbine day after Columbine Comedy Jam. I'm back to Night Slammin' on Z93, the mobile home of rock and roll. Key point in some of this, there are moments, if you listen very, very closely, because a little bit of background on this radio station. I've described this before, but it is quite literally a double-wide mobile home in the middle of a field that we rented the space from a farmer. And the tower was right on the site. So you walk out and you look up and there's, this mass 1,000-foot tower right in the backyard. And it's corn all around you. It happened a lot in these small radio towns where it's literally in the middle of a fucking cornfield. And this was a warm April day and night. And I had the sliding glass door that would be the living room of this double-wide mobile home open as I'm doing my show. And you can hear the various insects chirping and creaking and basically the sound of the outside you can hear on the mic, which I didn't notice that until I listened back to it with Ben yesterday. But this April 23rd, it was a Friday, and so we were doing yet another Mad Dog Friday night, me and my character, Cecil, with a Y. And Cecil is a homeless guy. He lives in a box, and it's me, obviously. This is the start of that show where I'm having a conversation with Cecil. I recorded all his parts in advance, and it just doesn't work. It sounds like fuck. The premise is Cecil has gotten a job. Tyler says, is this the place where your boss's wife called you to ask if he was cheating on her? Yes. Thank you. We gotta tell that story again because it's fucking fantastic and it makes me happy to tell it every time because there's so many fucking layers to that story. And it's perfect for today. Perfect. All right. So audio check. This is the start of that show. April 23rd, 1993. I was on 7 p.m. to midnight. No kids, just me and Diana. I think I lived in Mount Pleasant at the time. I would drive from Mount Pleasant to the radio station.
Sailor Sunday at participating stores and dealers.
WKQZ Midland, and just when you thought it was safe to listen to your radio,
Cecil!
Cecil with a Y.
You won't believe it.
What?
I got a damn job.
Now, come on.
I got a job.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna be a very proud paper boy.
You can't be a paper boy.
What do you mean?
There's no.
I'm very skilled at that.
Come on,
I drop
Cecil.
the paper off in the morning because I don't go to bed at night. I'm on time. And then when they're done reading it, then they just leave it on their porch because I'll pick it up when I give them the next day.
And what are you gonna do with all the
You
papers?
see, I take the stuff home and it makes excellent bedding. It is a very good insulator. Plus, I'm thinking about taking up some damn paper mache as a hobby, since I'll have a little extra cash in my hand, if you know what I mean. If you want me to be a paper boy, just give me a call right now, and I'll drop it off with a bottle of Mad Dog.
Get away.
If you all think less of me because of that, that's okay. Like if you want to just see yourself out because of how that is, I get it. There's so much more to that needs to be discussed, and I do just that with Ben on the fucking show. My God. Who are these Zanes? It premieres on Saturday. 7 p.m. to midnight, I was on, and I showed up to work one day, and the radio station had just gotten strong ratings. And as I walked up wearing my acid-washed jeans and my, yes, cowboy boots. I used to wear cowboy boots everywhere. I had like 3 pair of fucking cowboy boots. Radio station had just kicked ass. And as I'm walking up, there's people sitting on in like the front of the building. They all have drinks. They're all drinking. They're celebrating. And the boss is there, and numerous other people that are celebrating, and most like have a drink and they go home. But my boss, who is very, very important in my career, this guy, and I talk to him from time to time, and I said, hey, I do tell this story from time. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, you have to. It's you have full what do you call it? Authority to do that. You have my permission. Please do. My wife still doesn't want to talk to you, but I don't know why she doesn't want to talk to me. I was the one that actually helped her. I think she just wants to avoid the awkward. I was probably 22 at the time. I was still a drunk myself, but I didn't drink anything that day. And I walk in, and then my boss is still on the front porch, and this dude named Rick comes walking in, and he hadn't worked there very long. And he comes into the studio when I'm starting and he goes, hey, that Mike F guy, I don't want to say his name, he's getting pretty frisky with Shar. And I go, yeah? Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like there's something going on between them. And I go, oh, all right, whatever. I don't think another thing of it. Hold on a second. I have to respond to this. So anyway, I come walking out of the studio half an hour later. They're gone. And I go, oh, everybody went home. Okay. And then I get into another area where I can see out the front window of the mobile home of rock and roll out to the cornfield. There is another trailer, single wide, where the sales staff would work. And so now I'm looking out of that window across the property, probably 100 feet, and into the window of one of the actual rooms of this single wide that are an office. And he's actually, you've heard about people like in movies, like when there's workplace affairs, they like throw everything off the desk so that they can get down on top of whatever desk. I actually saw that moment. I saw him clear off the desk and lay this chick down on her back. So that I went, oh my God. I couldn't believe it. And she was hot too. So I'm like watching this, starting to get a boner. My song is ending. Remember, this is back in the day when you have to like actually manually put the CD in and hit the start when the other song's fading. So I'm like, come on. There's like 10 seconds left in the Metallica song. I hit the next song, Ugly Kid Joe. Fucking run back out like, oh yeah, my God, fucking yeah, get her. You know, so there is all of that going on. So I'm like, holy shit. So this goes on for, well, quite a long amount of time. And then the phone rings, and it's the hotline. Now, the only people who have the hotline are station personnel, so I pick it up. Yeah. And it's a woman's voice. She says, hello, this is Mike's wife. Is Mike there? Now, he is. But, I mean, what would you do at this point? Well, I actually thought ahead, and I tried to kick the can down the road, and I said, well, and she tells me her name, and I say, well, so-and-so, I'll just call her Barb. I said, Barb, that's actually her name. And I go, I don't know, Barb. And she goes, who is this? I go, this is Eric Zane. I'm the night guy. And she goes, oh, okay, he's not there? And I go, well, I'm in the studio, and I'm right in the middle of something. No, that's bullshit. And she knows that. Because all you have to do is just open the door to see. It's not a big fucking, it's not like Sirius XM. It's a fucking double-wide trailer. You can just look out. She goes, well, can't you see if his car is there? I go, yeah, of course. So it already is fucked. And I think there was a history in the past for this dude. So I think she might have been suspicious right from the start. Whatever. But I'm like young, stupid, scared. And I actually just put it on hold, and I come back. I go, he's not here. I don't know where he is. No, he is not here. And there's a pause. And she knows. She knows. She goes, okay, thank you. I hang up the fucking phone. I get up. I walk down the hall to the engineers. And it's this dude named Kevin Lark. He's still in the business to this day. I still talk to him. And I usually just talk about this. Kevin, remember that? Yeah, I remember. And I remember his glasses would be on his nose as he's using a soldering iron. And I go walking into there, and he's fucking building something. He's a mad scientist. I go, Kevin, he's a total dork. total dork. I go, dude, here's what's up. I give him all the background. What's going on? I go, and she just called, and he goes, she's not gonna. And so first of all, I couldn't believe what was happening. So he's like trying to peek out the windows, and then he goes, she's not coming here. There's no way. And I go, well, dude, I was just on the receiving end of that phone call, and I felt it sounded like I was lying. And I think she knows I'm lying. He goes, don't worry. Don't worry. About the amount of time it would take from one person to drive, 10 miles in the middle of nowhere to the radio station. That's about the amount of time that passed because Mrs. Mike has now put the kids into the car and is racing towards the radio station unbeknownst to Kevin and me. But I was like, oh boy, I sure hope she doesn't come here, Kevin. I'll never forget it as I was, whatever song I was playing was fading out. And I've got a short amount of time before I have to key on the mic and talk. And I got my headphones on like this, and I look to my left, and I hear muffled because my headphones are on. She's here! She's here! And I look, and motherfucker is actually frantically skipping towards the studio, both frightened and excited about what's about to happen. And I'm like, oh no. Now, as she's racing down this long, winding road off of this little two-track, well, it's just the concrete road that leads to the long dirt road driveway is just one direction going one way, one direction going the other way. She makes the left turn into this long road through this dirt road with cornfield on either side of her, and she can tell that his car is right there. She can see it. So she's got enough time from coming off of the road to getting to the actual where the car is parked to really get pissed because she knows he's there, and she sees sales chick's car, who I think she suspected something's going down between them. So she's flying in, and her goal is to smash into sales chick's car, damage the car. So as I turn on the mic, I hear bam, and I can hear it in my headphones. And then I'm like, oh, fucking shit. Can you believe this? So there's a moment, and I don't know if I have the tape here somewhere. We'll find out if I have the tape one day, I guess, where you can hear, if you listen closely, screaming, yelling, and glass breaking because Mrs. Mike has picked up some implement of destruction and is destroying the windows in the single-wide mobile home where the fuck fest is going on. And now, I didn't see this, but I think the story is that she's holding up the young boy, who's now a man, prominent in his field. He's in his 30s now. So look at what daddy's doing. I mean, really fucking hardcore shit is going on here. And there's an infant it was fucking terrible. It was an episode of the TV show Snapped happening in front of my fucking eyes. And I'm like, oh my God. So I hear all this. Oh, Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. Yeah, Cecil with a Y coming up. We'll be back. Now, I can't get up and leave. Every commercial is either 30 or 60 seconds, and you have to manually start them. So I'm tied to the board. But I'm like peeking out every 15 seconds to see as I start another commercial. I close the door and then I start the next segment of music. The boss is now into the double wide. Okay? And all I remember is I open that door and I go, what the hell's going on here? Hey, what happened? Like I don't know, you know? And I'll never forget it because Mike, his shirt is ripped and he's bleeding from the fucking face. Something happened. I'm not sure what. And his shirt's ripped and he's bleeding and he's fucked up. And he goes, "It is you nothing. You say anything and you're gone." And I go, "Okay." And so I turn around and walk back into the studio and close the door. I think I had more sense then than I do now. So he threatens me. All right. Now, not only is this story the most incredible bit of drama you're ever going to hear, this is also a story about redemption, because I want to fast forward to December 16th, 2022. He fixed it. He turned this around. Mike is still happily married to this lovely wife. The kids have all grown up. Everybody's fine. He ended up getting out. He's retired now. And he's fucking with his wife, her. They have the strongest marriage ever. I said to him not long ago, I go, "Can I ever bring you guys on, the two of you?" He goes, "No. She still hates you." I go, "But she hates me. What the fuck did I do?" I'm in the studio. All of a sudden, it's quiet. I go walking out, and I don't see anybody. Mike's car is gone. Barb's car is gone. The car that got smashed up is still there. And I'm like, well, there should be the chick here. So, but I don't see anybody. And I wander through, and Kevin's left. So I'm now alone. It's dark. I'm like 2 hours into my show. And then I hear, like, what the fuck is that? I go, oh. And I go into the production room, and it was literally curled up in a corner. It's Shar. And I go, "Shar? What the fuck, Shar? Help me." I go, "What? Are you hurt? Like physically? Did you get beat up or something?" "No." "Okay. Well, let's get you up here. It's let me get you a drink of water. Here, have us." And we had like there was a couple of couches in this in the front office area of this building. I go, "Here, sit here. I'll get you something to drink." I get her a drink. She said, "Thank you. I'm in so much trouble. I'm going to get fired. I'm going to get killed. My boyfriend's going to break up with me." And I go, "Okay, sit tight. My Winger song is ending." I go in the studio. And the hotline rings. I pick it up. And, yeah, hello. Another crying woman. "I just want to say thank you for lying to me, Eric Zane. Thank you for being a liar and being responsible, partially responsible for this." I go, What? This is Barb. Actually, she then calms down, and she's like, I go, "Well, no, wait a minute here. I didn't lie to you." She says, "Yes, you did." And I go, "Well, yeah, okay, I guess I did. But I think about it from my perspective. Think about where I'm at here." So I kind of explained to her where I was coming from for about a minute. And I said, "Hey, can you hang on? Hold. Because I hear crying in the other room again." So I go out, and I console Shar. And then I get her another drink of water, and I come back, and I pick up the phone, and I put on like Stairway to Heaven, and now I'm consoling Barb. And after a few minutes of that, I put her on hold, and I go back and console. Can you fucking believe what I'm doing here? And so, she's talking about how hurt, and I'm actually, I've established she's done being mad at me for the time being, Barb. And I'm talking at length about, I don't know what to say, but I'm saying enough to keep her on the phone. And I don't know, just listening, I guess. So I talked to her the whole night. And Mike, I guess, is gone. He's left. He's at the bar or some shit. Barb puts the kids to bed. I'm talking to Barb. I'm talking to Shar. Shar sobers up like at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. She leaves to drive home. The car is damaged, but it'll work. After Shar says, I got to go home and my boyfriend's going to kill me. I go, well, does he know about this? And she goes, no, of course not. I go, oh, well, fuck it. Just go home, say some asshole hit you, and you'll be fucking fine. Don't worry about it. Just go home. She drives home. I'm on the phone with Barb. Barb says, boy, through all of this, I've really been on the warpath. I called you, and of course I called Shar's boyfriend and told him. I go, you did what? Oh, yeah. I called Shar's boyfriend. I filled him in on everything. He's waiting for her. So I just put her. I sent her on the road to this horrible moment. So I'm like, oh no. Fuck. Shar gets home. Not kidding you. The dude has thrown everything into plastic bags. And she gets home, and she's got to get all her shit. And she's like, oh, no, And so I'm there. This is, I've got till midnight. This is all unfolding. And then I'm on the front porch having a cigarette. And sure enough, a car comes back, and it's the boyfriend. And Shar has left her car there because it actually was more damaged. She shouldn't have been driving it in the first place. The boyfriend has agreed to drop her off. So he gets out of the fucking car. He sees me and then throws all her shit on the front of the radio station. Fucking hefty bags full of shit. Looks like a paintball field. Looks like looks like Rick's paintball field. All these fucking bags of her clothes and shit. And then she's just laying in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Smoking a heater. Put it out. I go, come on, let's get you inside. Let's get you inside. She goes, I don't know how he knew. If only it's crazy. I don't know how he found out. This is terrible. Maybe Barb called. I go, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Get Shar in there. So now I've finished up the night playing Metallica songs, playing Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and Ugly Kid Joe and Winger and Warrant and Whitesnake and Slaughter. Talking to Mike's wife on one line the whole night. Talking to Shar. She ends up sleeping at the radio station. I actually had to help her make it like a bed on the couch. I go, all right, Shar, door's locked. Tom's here. This guy Tom Vandervelde shows up. He's the overnight jock. I go, hey, dude, Char's fucked up, and this is horrible. So I fill him in. I go, you're on patrol now. You got to take care of her. All right, great, I will. So Sunday comes around. We get an emergency meeting message. Monday, we all got to be at the radio station. The general manager of the radio station is there, Mike Thomas. He passed away. God rest his soul. So, all right, we're having an emergency meeting. I'd like to pass it over to Mike, the program director. Mike, if you would, like to say a few words. I'd just like to apologize to all of you. Eric, oh my God, I cannot believe what I put you through. I'm sorry I threatened you with your job. And I just want to let you all know that I am he is doing this picture perfect. This is what you do. This is how I learned how to apologize right here. I am an alcoholic. And I'm going to get help. And I'm going to turn this around. And by God, he did. He has been so true to this. This is textbook of how you do this. And that sounds crazy, but if you really commit to it and treat yourself almost like a different person in your recovery, the person that you were and are now you're trying to become, and the one day at a time, and you read your blue book and all this shit, and you go to 90 meetings, 90 days, in some cases 180 meetings in 90 days, for fuck's sake. He did it. He fucking did it. And saved it all. He was going straight down Shanksville, fucking Allah Akbar, pulled up on the stick. Pulled up on the stick in the fucking plane. It's 3 inches off the ground. Wings just hitting trees. And then slowly started to rise. And did it. He fucking saved it. Credit to Barb. Oh. For showing the grace. Oh, my God. Whew. Cole writes, how do you have time to console these women with so much rock playing? Yeah, you know what? It did wreck my rock vibe for the day. Ben writes, Eric Zane smoked. Look, I got another funny story. That's a great thing to bring up because there's been a little secret for, I don't know, like 40 years. Not quite that long. That occasionally I will have a puff. Even to this day. If I'm with someone that's got cigarettes, I might say, hey, you got an extra heater? So it might go like, I'll smoke a heater, and then like 2 months will pass before I smoke another heater. However, there was a hilarious sequence that happened not long ago, and I don't have the proof in front of me. Anyway, let me, I'm getting way ahead of myself. I've got to, before I tell you this story, let me just take care of some of the particulars of this show, but you are going to fucking love this story. Holy shit. Yeah, I still haven't even talked about the Trump cards. I'm probably just going to tell this next story and then talk about Trump cards, and then that'll be the show. No, I started late. I'll go much longer than I usually. I'll go well past 10 o'clock. But you're going to love this. This is great. First off, for you audience members on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I'm about to kick you out. But if you want the show live, it's on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. All right? Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. You can also download the Twitch app. It always sounds like I don't know what I'm talking here because I barely can keep it together. Send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com, on the Shoreliner Striping inbox. And as always, you can download the audio podcast wherever you download shows. Just search my name, Eric Zane Show, on whatever platform that you like to get the show on. Now on iHeart, I actually signed a contract. iHeart said, all right, we want this show on our platform. I said, you cannot have it. And they said, how about we work out the terms? Here's the contract. What do you say? I read it. I had a lawyer read it. I said, I like it. Let's do it. Now on iHeart. All right. So for you folks on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, I'm kicking you out.